what do you think is more important, warm or cool, or light and dark values? This is where I'd say both are really important. What happens is if you go to the wrong undertone, so the opposite undertone to you, so if you go warm if you're cool or cool if you're warm, you'll just look ill and washed out in some way or other. So generally when warm people are wearing cool colours, they look washed out and drained and tired. When cool people are wearing warm colours, they tend to look a bit jaundiced and sickly in some way or other. So neither is good. In that way. So I'd go like really undertone is really important, but also value is important as well. I see no point in spending money on clothes that are just not right for you. So like rather than going, well, I'll just give up on that, I'd just keep waiting. So this is where that if you are saying, well, light versus dark, so if you have light value, then I wouldn't be going for a whole lot of dark clothes because they will just drain you as well. They'll be heavy and dark and draining. So again, not great. Now you can get away with a dark bottom and then kind of use that, what I call the stair principle, to kind of jump through the values to get up to the top. And this is where sometimes a pattern can be really good that's got lighter and darker values in it as well as medium ones. But I wouldn't just be dressing head to toe in something the opposite of whatever I am. Now, if you happen to be more medium, that is much easier because you can go a bit lighter and a bit darker, but you still don't want to go to the extremes. So I'd say, like, if you want to look healthy, make sure you stick with your undertone. But then, the value is important because it looks, makes you look as a whole better. And so this is where going too far away. So if you're light value, you can happily wear medium value colors. I just would be avoiding the really dark value colors. So it's just thinking about, what works for you. And also to, again, just like I was talking before about having patience when shopping, I would, if this is because you're just getting frustrated because you're feeling nothing at the moment is out there for me, sometimes nothing is. There'll be something next week or next month or next season. And this is also too where, again, I mentioned before, dyeing can also work really well for you. That if you can't find quite the right thing, sometimes it's get something and then dye it. And I've even done this with boots. I was really after a pair of navy boots. I could not find them anywhere. So I actually bought a pair of kind of like nude tan sort of boots, and then I bought navy dye and I dyed them. So I got my navy boots because I thought, who knows the next time navy boots are going to be in fashion, but I can just get some leather dye and do that for myself. So there are ways of, faking it in a way, or, making your own. And this is why sewing is great, because you have so much more control about the fabrics and colors. But even then, you go to the fabric stores and there'll be a whole lot of trend for something and none for anything else. I was recently looking, and there's a real trend at the moment for very dark background floral prints. But not much with light backgrounds. And it's because that is the current kind of fashion trend that's coming in this winter. And I went, well, that's great, but it's not for me. So even in the fashion stores, it's like, I'm looking for a light background one, not finding much at the moment. But I know that will change, and I just have to be a little bit patient. So hopefully that helps you, but I would not give either of them up, Leanne. Because otherwise you're just going too far away. There's just no point in spending a whole lot of money on clothes that you're not going to love in the long term. And I think this is where we've got to think about sustainability. The world is a precious place. And we want to think about that if we are buying things just for the sake of having something, even though it's not quite right, we'll be dissatisfied with it much more quickly. And therefore, we won't keep it as long, versus if we find, or wait and find things that are really great, then they're going to stay in your wardrobe for so much longer. If you look actually the things that are in your wardrobe that have been there for a long time, it's usually because they have the right undertone and they are the right value and they're representative of your personality and all those sorts of things, and they flatter your figure. Versus the things that come and go, there's usually something not quite right about them to start with, which is why you're kind of a bit dissatisfied, and you put them on, you take them off, you put them on, you take them off, never really wear them, and they end up going by the wayside fairly quickly. So hopefully those answers have helped you all today, given you a little food for thought. Please do keep sending me your questions, Imogen at Inside Out Style blog. And of course, head over to the blog if you want to know more about your colours. Of course, I do online colour analysis. And If you want to, find anything, what works for you, of course, my 7 Steps to Style program is great for that as well. Have a lovely rest of your day, and bye for now.